Well, where I am right now and where I started when I just got here was very, very different places. I really hit a bottom when I got hospitalized. Like, it wrecked my personal pride and confidence, and I just felt like I wasn't a person who should be like worth living. Wasn't in control of anything. I just thought maybe I was losing it. I had no idea that it was a mental illness or anything like that. I just thought it was me and I was losing everything.
At first I felt a little bit scared because I thought I was the only one until I went to different programs and I found out there's a lot of other people like me there. So
for the longest time I thought mental illness was a flaw within yourself. It was a flaw within myself. That something in my personality or my makeup just made me this way.
Honestly, all of mental illness to me is a label.
Yeah.
Because it's just something that's placed on you.
Label on a jar, it contains you.
Right.
You never know what's inside.
You can't just judge a book by its cover or a jar by its label because you don't know if you're going to like it or not.
Yeah, the actual experience, that's what matters.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
On occasions, if I get really frustrated, I'll say, if I just wasn't sick, then I would be doing this right now and I wouldn't be here. And to some degree, that's true. There are lots of things that I could do if I wasn't sick, but you have to deal with stuff as it comes, just like any problem you have in life. Before I was diagnosed with anything, it was probably the scariest experience of my life.
I think I felt confused, anxious, maybe a little bit overwhelmed.
I was getting paranoid, I didn't know why. I was getting angry, I didn't know why. And I was losing control, and I'm normally a person who's like really in control of my feelings and what I do.
I looked at the TV and I thought it was giving me special messages, like it was actually reaching out to me, talking to me. And after I felt that, I thought it was normal, but when I left, I'm like, wow, that's something that you gotta keep looking on, you know what I mean? As of right now, I'm taking 5 different types of medication, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think the medication's helped out like 100%.
I just have to will myself through it.
The way I cope with my anxiety sometimes is to play guitar alone.
So many things I have to go through on a day-to-day basis, like, for example, a lot of things that I hallucinate about or that I get paranoid about aren't real.
Or like to make artwork at my house. I have a canvas at my house I'm working on right now.
And I have to convince myself, this is just something that happens and it's gonna pass.
I'm into heavy metal, so I play a lot of heavy metal. I have a band going on right now.
So I have to have a stronger will than what's happening to me, basically.
I love to listen to music. I love to write poetry. I like to read. I like to write. I also like to paint.
Do you feel that there are any benefits to having a mental illness?
No. I don't think there's really anything that you could benefit from, unless maybe you were an artist and somehow it gave you creativity to work with.
I could use my experiences as having a mental illness to help other people get through theirs.
It all started last year, near the beginning of the summer of 2007. I had dropped 100 hits of acid, and I went to Bournemouth Hospital for 2 weeks.
I had a traumaful childhood.
Lots of doctors, a lot of people in the medical fields helped me to understand that this is called mental illness. And before that, your guess would be as good as mine, that maybe something undefined was wrong with you, that maybe, it's just you. Not that there's a mental illness behind it that has a name, that has a diagnosis. And
it didn't feel much different, except after I got the diagnosis, I just felt like I was labeled, like I had a problem and I was different from everybody else.
Sometimes I get really upset because the road I was on was so great. I was in college and I was getting ready to go to law school, and all of a sudden I get hit in the face with mental illness and I can't do anything anymore.
Well, I was supposed to be in college during September last year, but before that, like, I was really hyped in school and stuff. I was like really hyped to go to college, but in school, like, I've been using way too much drugs, you know what I mean? So like in school I didn't pay attention at all, and I ended up failing 2 of my classes. I didn't get to go to summer school because I was in the hospital. I take my GED, and afterwards everything's going to be smooth. I'm taking painting and illustration, like commercial art and stuff.
I was majoring in social work so I could go to law school afterwards for human rights law, and I'm not doing that anymore. I can't be in college right now. My college actually told me to leave because they're like, you're sick, you have to leave. And right now I'm pursuing something else I wanted to do. I actually was really curious about being a pastry chef. I enrolled in a culinary school. I'm going to start in January. It's not really what I had in mind, but it's still something that I really enjoy and I hope I can do well in.
It's actually what I want to go to school for, sociology and psychology, so I can help other people get through there.
Have you started school yet?
Not yet, I enrolled. My experiences with mental illness, they never brought me down. They actually motivated me, and I got through my issues. I put my past behind me. I no longer let it affect me as much as I used to. And it's actually something I want to go to school for and study to become a social worker or a therapist or a psych doctor so I can help people get through their issues. I think that the individual therapy as well as the therapeutic groups helped me because I was able to, in the group therapy, I was able to listen to the individual perspectives of each person in the group and compare it to mine and take other ideas and give ideas to help each other. And individual therapy, it was just a place to vent, so I wouldn't bottle all my emotions and all my thoughts up and eventually blow up. I found it a safe place to just let it all out.
So group therapy was a real empowering experience for you, almost like the first seed of you getting to feel what it would be like to kind of be like a therapist yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
The service that helped me the most as of right now is this prep program that I'm in right now. I go 2 days a week. It's on Tuesdays from 11:30 to 11:30 to 3:45, and on Thursdays it's like 12 to 3:35. And I get a lot from it. Like we have drug groups and stuff, talk about substance use that I really need help on. We have like mindfulness groups to like being mindful. Basically, like I learned here was to how to get rid of your troubles by noticing what is in front of you. You know what I mean? Like not thinking about the future so much. Because, like, you know what I mean? Keep to the present.
There's a myth out there that everyone that has a mental illness needs medication.
Yeah.
My mental illness, I don't need medication. Gave me the evaluation. They said I didn't need it. Therapy is very helpful to me because it's a place where I can talk and get out everything that bothers me.
I'm kind of glad, like, the bad things happened to me the way they did. Because if they didn't, like, I wouldn't be the same person as I am today. You know what I mean? Like, if you were happy your whole life and you woke up every day feeling, like, really, really happy, like, you take it for granted. But if you were like completely despaired like your whole life and you experience like 1 minute of happiness, you're gonna hold on to that feeling forever, you know what I mean? That's how I felt.
That's a beautiful quote.
Well, where I am right now and where I started when I just got here was very, very different places. I really hit a bottom when I got hospitalized. Like, it wrecked my personal pride and confidence, and I just felt like I wasn't a person who should be like worth living because something was so severely wrong with me. And that person that I was and the person that was the person that walked into prep the first day. And by a few months past, I just really started changing. Like, so many people have problems, and yes, this is definitely one of the suckier problems you could have. But after being in therapy that I didn't want to be in, I learned that it really is okay if you have like a serious problem, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be alive. It doesn't mean that people are better than you. It means that you're different, like everyone else is. Everyone has something that's different about them. I'm reaching the end of my stay because I am going to school in January, like I said, and but I really feel like I'm being prepared to like do this by myself now. I wanted to in the beginning, but I wasn't ready to do something like that, so I'm very excited about just going on with life.